Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. See here, Spock's Club. Now, I haven't been in here for a video for a while. Not that I've been in here looking at the battle logs for a minute either. I think at one point they were screwed up. I say they're still screwed up, but it's possible I totally forgot what I was doing. See, I actually have two battle logs loaded up in here trying to do a compare between Sisko-O'Brien-DeMarco and Sisko-O'Brien-Dajash, but nothing seems to be coming up in a little graph here. I don't remember what buttons like nothing. I mean, I don't think I'm hitting the wrong button, but it's possible. Especially when you come over here. Wait, what is this? See, this is me trying to compare all four of them because I actually did upload 4 battle logs, and yeah, I did test 4 things. But you come over here and then it actually gives you something, which is weird. But it's whatever. It's fine. We'll just do it one crew by one crew. Try to point out a few things. I think I have further nailed down what crew I like the best. Spoiler alert, I got really lucky for the St. Patrick's Day event. I was sitting on 119 shards for Gwen-DeMarco, one short for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, here comes this lucky draw event, and bam! Here's 120 Gwen-DeMarco shards. I'm like, cool! One more and I get to tier 2. Next pull, bam! One more. Like, holy shit. So, tier 2 Gwen-DeMarco, which is awesome for me, who doesn't like getting a lucky pull. This is the Sisko Miles O'Brien-Dajash crew. Talking about that one first. That is the one I did first. Try to focus more on extra shots. And here you can see other things I have on the ship. Torres, Kim. That's right, only 2 below because there's only 2 slots. And then I put the Borg nanoplating on because it is increased critical chance for solo armadas. Rounds allowed went 33 rounds. Total shots fired by me, 942. Shots taken, 330. Some shield damaging stuff. Damage by round. Isolytic. No, not isolytic mitigation. Isolytic damage by round. Can see I am doing isolytic damage. I think that's what this shows. Normal damage is red. Green damage is isolytic damage. Purple is mitigated damage. Okay. But I am doing... there's a dip in round 6 compared to the... okay, so the odd number rounds is where all guns are firing. The even number rounds, only 2 guns are firing. So a peak about here. Must be a lot of critical hits there. So we'll say, what's that? 9... Is that really 9 trillion? Million, billion, yeah. I want to say rough average, maybe 7.5 trillion isolytic damage. That's kind of a lot. Damn it, total damage done. Yeah, that's trillion. 77 trillion damage. 77 trillion from critical hits. They weren't all critical hits. Whatever. Total isolytic damage, 152 trillion isolytic damage. Now let's change to DeMarco instead of Dajash. Let's take a look at isolytic damage by round. Yeah, I feel like the average is roughly the same. Maybe it's a little closer to 9 trillion, but it did peak up at in certain rounds up to 19. That's a lot of isolytic damage. See, I didn't change anything else. Wait, where's the number of shots? Where'd that go? Rounds alive 23, so 10 less rounds. Shots fired 462. That's considerably less, which is a good thing. Considerably less shots. Still won. And fairly decisively. Total isolytic damage 172 trillion. Is that less? That's about the same, actually. Was it 152 or something like that? 152 trillion to 171 trillion. At a 96% critical rate. That's cool. Damage taken is, and to a certain extent, some of that is because Gwen-DeMarco isn't a chance to get her abilities. You just get that extra isolytic damage. With Dajash, it is a chance to get those extra shots. So, at higher tiers, that chance increases. And the sourcing for Dajash is a little better than Gwen-DeMarco, I think. Sure, unless you're getting lucky draws all the time. But Dajash is, at least for me, relatively easy to source through the Krenim faction store, whatever the hell the faction store is, the Krenim ones. The newest one, I think. It does depend on reputation. And to a certain extent, the higher level you are, the more credits you are going to be able to obtain. Excuse me. So for some of you, sure, it's not going to feel like it's easy, but it's much better sourcing than Gwen-DeMarco, because what is Gwen-DeMarco sourcing? I don't know what some of these other things are. Yeah, so I feel like for me, Sisko, Miles O'Brien, Gwen-DeMarco was the better crew. I would like to have them all side by side and you could see it, but I can't figure out how to do that, if it's even able to be done. Now, I did try 2 other crews. And yes, you'll see 4 names here. Shit. Which one is actually that? Okay. This should be the correct one. I did Jean-Luc Picard, Beverly Crusher, Gwen-DeMarco, and you see I replaced Kim with a Veil because I was thinking, oh, well, I need more critical hits, won't I? Yeah, you can see the result here. Hull health remaining. Nothing. Yep. Hull health remaining for the Armada. 21.3 trillion. Yeah. Yeah. Rounds alive 19. Shots fired 168. I actually took more shots than I gave, which is not what I'm used to. Because Miles O'Brien, at least. Whew. Taking all hull damage here because shields are gone. So, Picard-Beverly DeMarco. Not too high on that crew. Now, I only had 2 lower deck slots. The more lower deck slots you can have, the better any battle will go for you. Now, I did try this again. You can see the word there. Instead of Veil was Kim. Yes, I Removed Veil, put Harry Kim there. Shield repair, critical damage. Leaning on the Borg nanoplating and my base critical chance in Armadas to carry that. Because to a certain extent, Veil is relatively low. I mean, especially now. Maybe once you max her out, she's a little higher. Right now, she's kind of low. So not really getting that much benefit from that. Rounds alive, 52. That's a long time. Now, I get that these battles are supposed to go longer, but 52 is a lot considering some of the other ones were like 23 and 33. The less rounds it takes you to win, the less damage you're going to take. Shots fired 466 by me. Shots taken 512. So I'm still taking more shots, which not that great of a thing. You see, I am taking a lot of hull damage here in the later rounds because shields are gone. Even with Harry Kim. But you can see I did have a little tiny sliver of shield health remaining. It doesn't say what shield health was remaining, which is disappointing, but that's fine. So I barely won this one. But that just proves the value of a maxed Harry Kim. And yeah, it's morale and you're not on an Explorer, but you know what? Extra critical damage could be as much as 140%. Trying to remember what my ability is. It's either max or very close to max. And it can get up there. It can get up over 100%. Depending on how many of Kirk's skill points you are willing to put into it. Or can put into it. And because of the Nova Squadron, there's a research in there that will allow you to repair shields with morale on the ship. Doesn't say what ship, just says on the ship. So, Harry Kim, very useful. Total damage 22 trillion. Damage from crits 21 trillion, so a little less. Total isolytic damage 174 trillion. Far less critical chance, and you see that down here at 50%. When the Sisko-led cruiser was up to 90-something. That's why I like Sisko. You got your critical chance there, you got your defense with his mitigation, and you got O'Brien, his little buddy. Extra shots. I don't like shots. So talk about anything shield repair related. Because I'm kind of curious. Cerritos, Mantis. Cerritos buff, Mantis debuff. They're in here. Well, how about Titan buff? Defiant buff. They're not in there? Okay. Okay, no details on lower deck abilities and what they're bringing to the table. What can I do here? Shield depleted. Just me. Shield depleted in round 47. That was it. That's interesting. Well, you think Harry Kim's going to after that would repair the shields for the next, 4 or 5 rounds. Okay. So either he doesn't do that or I have to look in a battle log in game. I don't even know what these pie charts are doing here. This is a big purple blob. It's possible I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with this shit anymore. Yeah, so, I mean, I appreciate the conversation about what Cruz and Picard-Beverly, DeMarco being an option, but just not seeing it as one of the better options. Mostly because Sisko and O'Brien are so good in an armada, and in my opinion, they have fantastic sourcing. They're one of the best sourced officers in the game. Maybe the OG faction recruits are the best. You know, the Kelvin Kirk crew, the Kelvin Kirk group, the Gorkon group, the the Nero group. Yeah, other than that, I don't think anybody's sourced really well. And I understand that not every player is going to have them at high levels, but the Bajoran solo Armada loop, yes, it can be a little hard to get into it in your early 40s, or I guess it's really late 30s. Late 30s, early 40s. I don't know when you start this Revenant shit. But by the mid 40s, you gotta have at least, I would assume that you would, well, no, I was in the low to mid 40s when that came out. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely had them unlocked. I know I was there for that month and got several extra shards that month, but I still say they're really easy to source. DeMarco, yeah, not really. But this is what I'm going with as the best crew for the Revenant against these Borg type solos. Sisko-O'Brien-DeMarco. Wrapping this up here. I did test a few crews. Put them in Spock's Club. I don't think Spock's Club's working that well, but I really could tell just in game and looking at the battle log. It's kind of why I didn't mess with Spock's Club anymore. Yes, Benjamin, Sisko, Miles O'Brien, Gwen DeMarco seems to be the best crew for me. Comment below. Have you tried this crew? Do you think this is also do you also think that this is the best? And let me know some of the other sourcing options on Gwen DeMarco, because if she really is a good Armada officer, how do we get players to get her? That's an important thing. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.